I invited multiple bacons to join my Dead Rails game, and it ended up with me having to survive with one bacon in the wild. So make sure to watch until the end. Also, make sure to subscribe or else a tarantula will end up in your bed tonight. So, yeah, I'm not taking any chances. I'm subscribing. Anyway, let's get into the video. Okay, so I started off the game expecting it to be a normal game. We get a win and, well, we just live and get a bunch of bonds and leave the game. But little did I know that's not what was gonna happen. So at this point, I just wanted to get some coal because again, that's what we need to work the train. And guys, sorry for the lag. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so I got the coal expecting things to be okay. Anyway, by the time I got on the train, I was just seeing them being, well, noobs. So I just put the coal in the train. I hopped in and I started to drive. But before I went, I just wanted to make sure if they weren't being complete noobs. I just told them to stop wasting the turret ammo. But before I went, I had to make sure everything was okay, everyone was in. So yeah, I made sure of that, and yeah, pretty much everyone was in. So someone else started driving the train, surprisingly. Yeah, this pretty much was an LC because not much stuff was happening, but yeah, we decided to loot the house and stuff. Surprisingly, I got really mad at this point because they did not leave any zombies for me to fight. But anyway, like usual, I got on my horse, which by the way, I'm not a hacker, I had cowboy glass, and I just decided to get on the train. Anyway, thankfully, we found another house, and I decided to go in it, but of course, had to make sure it wasn't driving off without me. But yeah, they surprisingly weren't. I was so happy this group wasn't toxic. Anyway, there was no zombies here, surprisingly. Usually every house has zombies. But we just decided to get our bandages, and because it was nighttime, get to the train. Surprisingly, I thought they were leaving without me, but no, they stopped because they realized we weren't on the train. But little did I know, someone wanted revenge. Anyway, the bacon was driving and he was just skipping houses, bro. He was like, I do not care for these idiotic houses. I am just going to dip. We finally came at a stop at the town. So we were just like super happy because we were expecting a lot of loot here. But little did I know, this is the beginning of the trauma. So yeah, we pretty much waited until daytime to go loot the town, and of course I was helping, you know, I'm so good. Anyway, after doing all that, I just decided to go inside of the church. Well, first I had to revive that idiotic noob. Anyway, going inside the church, bop, bop, bop. Alright, gotta get in. Amazing Grace. Oh, what do you think you're doing in here? This is a church, not a plaything. Ah! Yeah, at this point I died. Thankfully, with all that jumping, I came to this dumb noob, and then he helped me. So he's no longer a dumb noob. I'm not kidding. Everyone here is not a dumb noob. Anyway, I went outside and yeah, 2 people died. Isn't that just insane and sad and tragic? Anyway, I revived him up, and she started wiggling and wobbling around everywhere, but I didn't care. I was just looking for the train. Wait a minute, where's the train? Burn! Where is the train? Anyway, I went back outside, and yeah, the train was gone. Someone took it. Some toxic player took it. So I just decided to see who was there, and whoever wasn't was the one who took the train. Pretty much all the bacons were there. It was just that one guy that wasn't a bacon, which I knew I shouldn't have let him join the game, left us. So we just decided to loot up as much as we can and pick out our horse and eventually somehow survive to the end of the game. So we got our horses and other bacons did too, and we just decided to go. But here's the only problem. We didn't know where the other bacons were. They just somehow left. We know they were still in the game because it showed that. So anyway, I just started following her because, again, I can't get in front and you can't sprint on a horse. So yeah, it was a pretty long trip and we just stopped at this house. Well, she didn't want to, but I just started killing zombies there. I told her that at nighttime we should stop at houses, but she said no, and we just kept going anyway. Now I started getting kind of scared for me and her life because it was raining gasoline and there was going to be burning zombies. Thankfully, we didn't see any of those guys, but you know what we did see? We finally found a checkpoint. And now we're safe. So she started selling her gold and silver that she got from the bank, which, by the way, she did not share any with me. Then she did something that kind of made me feel bad about what's happening right now. She started going back to try finding the bacons that were lost. Then for some reason, she started giving me a Q&A about the bosses in Dead Rails. At that point, I was just started getting upset that she was going to look for the bacons because I just wanted to finish the game. But then, yeah, werewolf night. She began to say that she's scared. And I was like, bro, it's just a game. So anyway, I started getting bored and yeah, I wanted to leave. So I just left the game and subscribe if you hope she finds the bacons.